Hi there, I'm Alex Belinsky. I'm the founder of Prepare to Serve, and I am excited to share with you some crazy and funny and spiritual experiences from the Peru-Lima Central Mission. So here we go. Shad. This could also fit in as a funny experience. I'm 6'4" and have a pretty large build. We were walking in the most dangerous area of our sector, lots of drugs and wannabe gangsters. We passed an intersection where there were about 15 or so called gangsters, and they started talking about us and pointing in our direction. One of them suggested to the others that they should rob us. He said, "Hey, what about them?" gesturing to us. Immediately over half of the others exclaimed, "No, that big white guy would kill all of us." My companion and I had a pretty good laugh. Jessica. So this guy came up and started talking to us in the streets one day. And of course, I'm doing my best to chat him up and see if he's interested in hearing about the gospel. We'd begun doing street contacting, so we had kind of an abbreviated version of the first discussion that we'd go over with people. But this guy kept trying to get us to walk a different way. He'd chat with us and try to change directions, but my companion, a Limania, kept tugging me toward a main thoroughfare. I gave him a Book of Mormon, which he kept trying to give back. And I guess that and our ever-increasing proximity to more traffic is what kept us safe. My companion said he had a knife in his pocket and he'd reached for it a couple of times, only for me to be pulled away. But once he had the Book of Mormon in his hands, it made it a lot harder for him to try something. I was clueless. I also struck by the knowledge that the man would have attacked me in vain. He saw a rich gringa. He had no way of knowing I had a grand whopping total of 1/2 sol in my coin bag because we never carried around more than we needed. And that was just enough to give us a moto from one end of our area to the other in case we needed to get somewhere quicker than we could on foot. Pierina. I was going to study language with my companion, so we were just talking about the lesson we had. So two guys said, "Hi, elders." One gave us his hand and he was in front of us, so we did shake his hand and he tried to kiss me, but I didn't notice. We kept walking to our house and we noticed that they were following us. And when we got to the owner and she said, "Hide here," and they were waiting for us. Nothing happened, but we were scared. David. Crossing roads in Lima without any sort of crosswalk, work on your timing. It's a little bit like Frogger. Karen. Riding with President Tyler through a rock slide. Whoa, that sounds intense. Shad. All of my sectors were places where nobody visits and few people want to live. In one of my areas, my companion and I were running in the morning and a lady flagged us down from her door. She then tried to tell us in English that we were in a very dangerous area and we should leave immediately. My companion was from Bolivia, fairly white though. We let her know. We spoke some Spanish, and she was very adamant about us leaving immediately to go to a safer place. We assured her we would and continued our run. We found it pretty funny considering that that was the safest part of our sector. Jessica. Every day there was something. Peruvians like to laugh, and they have a great sense of humor. It just doesn't always translate well. Pierina. We were waiting outside the door of a sister, so we were laughing and a strong wind came and it made my skirt go up and the light was red, so there's a lot of people watching us. That was so embarrassing. David. We were on the top of a hill outside of Cusco, knocking doors. As the man opened the door, a large dog jumped out to bite me. Now I know that you don't mess with Peruvian dogs, so I took a short leap backwards and went tumbling down the hill, literally doing cartwheels. There was a good 50-foot drop-off down to a road, but I got stopped by a small tree before going over the edge. I'm sure it was amusing to open your door and see a gringo rolling down the hill. That sounds crazy. Karen, going into the jungle for a canopy walk with the Tylers. We were dressed for a rough day. Sister Tyler wore a white skirt. At the end of the experience, we were muddy and grubby, but Sister Tyler's skirt was still nice and white. Shad. Bearing pure testimony. It's a different feeling than just stating something. When your heart truly extends to those you teach, it is touched by the Spirit. Jessica. I have a hard time sharing these because they are so personal, so subtle. I can't explain them. Words don't work, but there were many spiritual experiences, small moments that felt like being run over by a train that no one else even noticed because we were just reading our scriptures. Moments of silence, and then suddenly an investigator was crying because they'd never been so touched. Moments that made me realize I had a testimony about something I'd never stopped to consider. Moments of insight into another person's life that may have been visionary or wishful thinking, and I have chosen to believe the first. Stepping off the plane in Cusco and feeling something different than I've ever felt before. They don't make for great stories because there's not really a beginning or an end or a plot. They just were. And they were real and profound. You'll understand what I mean when you're looking back, trying to find a good talk fodder, or maybe filling out a questionnaire like this for yourself. Pierina, we got a referral from the Secretary of Referrals, and we contacted the referral right away. We felt that we should invite her to get baptized, and we did. And the member who was with us shared his testimony about his baptism, and she said, I want this for my life. I was waiting for this my whole life. It's like fresh water in the desert. We couldn't believe it. She got baptized, and she is a great person. David, watching the look of hope come into the eyes of the people who had previously had none, hearing a man tell a missionary that God had sent him to save his family, and they were planning to go to the temple. Well, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video with stories from the Lima Central Mission. If you served in the Lima Central Mission and you're willing to share some experiences and insights you gained, feel free to go to preparetoserve.com/survey, and you can fill out that Google form, and then we can add it to the website. If you're willing to be video interviewed about your mission, we'd love to do that as well. We do the video interviews in Utah, and they last about an hour. So you could just message us on or comment on this video, or message our Prepare to Serve Facebook page, website, or YouTube channel. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.